You have to understand that every portion of your life is designed with a purpose in mind. You don't have dreams without test. You understand? And everything you're going through is God preparing you for what you asked for. So when you get tested, it's actually God preparing you for what you asked for. You got to have hardships, setbacks, missteps. See, the only way to learn how to get up, you got to fall. Only way to learn how to get over, you got to be under. The only way to learn how to win, you got to lose. Only way to appreciate the laughter, you got to be crying. You would not appreciate the sunshine if it didn't rain. You would not love the morning sunlight if it never got dark. It is designed that way in life, man. So you need everything that happens to you to happen in the exact order. You don't like it. I didn't like being homeless. I didn't like living in a car. I didn't like getting divorced. I didn't like losing everything twice. I didn't like none of that. But it was preparing me for a life he had for me. So having lost everything twice, I have a much greater appreciation for what God has given me now because I'd have done without it. So see, you appreciate, you learn. You gotta have it that way. You don't learn nothing when you're winning. You learn through failure. Failure is the part of the process people don't like, but that's the win. Michael Jordan took over 900 game-winning shots. Michael Jordan ain't made but 147 of them shots. You ain't heard nothing about them misses. They only write about the wins, man. But he learned how to get them 146 by missing 750 times. You see what I'm saying? A baseball player make millions of dollars if he get to the plate and he's successful 3 out of 10 times. 3 out of 10. He just got to get a hit 3 out of 10 times. That's crazy. And you can make millions of dollars because they don't care about them 7 times when you don't get them hits. What they pay you for is them makes. That you can miss 7 out of 10. But if you get 3 hits every 10 times you go to the plate, you finna make hundreds of millions of dollars. Ain't that crazy? And that's how life is, man. It's just a few wins. I had a lot of shows. The majority of shows I've had ain't on TV no more. But Family Feud on there, the Judge Show on there. I only need 3 hits. All I need is 3 hits. I got 3 hits. Come on, y'all. The boredom of normalcy and the numbness of mediocrity stiffens your passion. What that meant was, I was so sick of myself. I was so bored in my life, man. I was so tired of being mediocre. I was just tired of it, and it was all my fault. I was mediocre because I wasn't doing the things to be exceptional. And I was bored. I was losing my mind, man, on the assembly line at Ford Motor Company, going door to door selling life insurance at a debit company. I was tripping, man. I said, man, what is this? My life can't be this. You know, you ever say to yourself, man, it's gotta be more to my life than this? If you've ever said that, that's cause it is. I was determined to be something. And my dreams of being a TV personality was bigger than, I was homeless, man. I mean, you're in a position where you're going, I got nowhere to go except up. I don't know how you feel about poverty, but that got on my nerves. And homeless is a whole nother level of poverty. Not having a bathroom, a bedroom, a back door, a TV. I got real strong in that car. I ain't trying to be preachy or nothing, but that pushed me towards my faith. Living in the car taught me that this ain't it. So the things I'm going through now, I know this ain't it. That he gonna come get me in a minute. I used to always imagine myself in front of 10,000 people. Man, I'm one of the original kings of comedy, man. You know how many people I done been in front of? I done told jokes in front of 44,000 people before. God is amazing, man. If you come to him, he always hears you. He's always available. He ain't ever too busy. That's the cool thing about him. God equipped you at birth with what you needed. He gave all of you a gift, all of you. Every last one of you, you're gifted. God never created a soul without giving them a gift. All of you sitting in here were given a gift at birth. He put it inside you. You ain't got to look under the ocean. It ain't on a mountain. It ain't under no rocks. He put it in you at birth. He gave you a gift. It is the thing that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. That's your God-given gift. That's the thing you should pursue. Until you follow your dream and connect it to your gift, you'll never be happy. You'll never be happy, man. I just got to tell you, you got to chase that dream before you die, man. You should go and live your dream. Just go see. And if you're unhappy with your life, if you haven't figured your life out, if you're thinking there's more to your life than it is, it's because the only reason you have that question is because you're not living in your gift. Once you discover your gift, there lies your greatest chance for success. God puts your real life in your imagination. That's where your real life ain't in your present circumstance. Your real life is not in your current situation. Your real life is not in your paycheck. Your real life, he tucks it away in your imagination. See, God never reveals the path to you. He shows you what it could look like, but he don't show you the route. Because if he showed you the route, you'll turn around. Everybody would quit. If you knew what you had to go through to get to where he had for you to go, you would all quit. I would quit too. It's no way I would have had a stuttering problem. It's no way I would have lived in a car for 3 years. It's no way if I'd have knew that when I quit my job to do comedy, what was going to happen to me, I would have never quit my job. But he don't show you that. He just lets you have the dream. Albert Einstein said, imagination is everything. It's a preview to life's coming attractions. Everything you imagine is a preview to a coming attraction. Once you understand that and quit looking at your imagination as hocus pocus, it opens up a wide range of things and possibilities. And if you're bold enough to chase the dream, he'll get you through the journey. You just can't quit in the middle of the journey because he knows you're chasing dreams. God didn't make your dream come true business. That's real talk. I kid you not. That's what God gave you, equipped you with. You just got to quit looking at gifts as running, jumping, singing, and dancing. Babysitting is a gift. If you're a smart student, smart is a gift. If people come to your house and they in your kitchen to get their hair done instead of going to a salon, you do hair. That's your gift. If they can't have a bake sale without your pies and cakes, you bake pies and cakes better than everybody, then that's your gift. You bake pies and cakes. That's your gift. You don't have to think about it. That's what you do. All my brothers, everybody told me, you can't go be no comedian. I left anyway. I won amateur night on October 8th, 1985. I won $50. I went to work the next day, October 9th, 1985. Quit my job. Everybody in my neighborhood called me a fool. I send planes, pick all of them up, take them to shows and now. All of them. All of them. You got to chase that dream before you die, man. Bishop Jake said one time, Bishop Jake said, I would hate to die and never do the thing I was born to do. You shouldn't let that happen. You got to chase your dream. I'm a miracle. I come from nothing to here. I come from the back to the front, from the bottom to the top. Look, man. I was completely written off. I had nothing, man. I didn't see, I ain't seen a way out some days, man. Man, but can I tell you something? If you can, in spite of all that's happening to you, if you can keep the faith, that's all it takes. It sounds like, well, it don't make no sense. Sometimes that's all you got. You just got to have faith. You got to have the belief in something that you cannot see. And you got to believe that something is going to happen when it don't look like nothing can happen no kind of way. That's all, and I'm gonna tell you something. It's a lot of days when that's all you got. You understand? See, people look at me now and they see this. You ain't see the trip I was on to get here though. See, you missed all that. Oh, Steve, you say that, you got this, you got that. No, man, I'm telling you, bottomed out. I'm telling you, nothing. You can have absolutely no idea how you're going to make it. You can have no idea what your next move is going to be. You can have no idea what you're going to be. But let me tell you what can change all of that. If you can just summon the strength or the will in you to make one connection with your Creator. If you can have a conversation with God, very simple. Hey, God, I need some help here. I can't figure it out. But I don't know if you notice or not, figuring it out ain't your job. There ain't one scripture in the Bible that asks you to figure nothing out. Ask, believe, receive. Look, man, I know the difficulty of that because I had to really wrap my mind around that. What you mean ask, believe, and receive? You got to ask God who created you why you were made. The two most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you discover why. So you need to get to the why. You're already born, but the only person that knows why is the person that made you. Your mama ain't got to know. Daddy don't know. Your Creator knows. Ask, then you got to believe that He is who He is. So you got to know who you are and you got to know whose you are. You got to understand that. Then, after that, you got to be open to receive the answer. Quit tripping. Quit tripping trying to figure it out. The how-to is none of your business. Lord, I want to be rich. And then He don't need you telling Him how to do it. The how-to ain't your business. All I know is I was sick and tired of living in this car. So I made a promise to Him. I said, if you get me out this car and you lift me up, and wherever you taking me, when you take me and you get me there, I'm gonna tell everybody it was you. Now the rest of it was on Him. But you can't I don't care if you cut on a game show of mine, a radio show of mine, a talk show of mine, you gonna hear me say something about God. Or else you don't know Steve Harvey. Because I promised Him. Now I didn't know how I was gonna get here. And I'm telling you something else, I ain't seen none of this. I ain't seen none of that. I just wanted to be a comedian. And when it was the Kings of Comedy, I thought I had achieved the ultimate. I was one of the top comedians in the world. The Kings of Comedy was the biggest thing ever. I thought I had topped out. Oh my God. Little did I know what He had in store for me. You think the Kings of Comedy was big, you ought to see how I'm living now. He took me, man. It's not much really changed, man. I mean, I did this show from the very beginning the same way. I just got more viewers. It's the #1 game show in the world. So, come on. That right there is another example of favor. You know what I mean? Look, I mean, I come to work every day. I do the show, but I don't have to have the biggest game show in the world. I don't have to. Why? Why? Because He gave it to me. That's favor. You can set, I'm gonna tell you, see, people don't get it, man. You can put on your vision board, you wanna be famous all you want. I wanna be a star. You can't make yourself a star. You can't make yourself famous. It ain't you, partner. That's a decision God makes. And He gives it to you, but He gives it to you because of people. I'm who I am because y'all tune in and make me who I am. If y'all stop tuning in, this ain't the same dude no more. You get what I'm saying? And so what makes y'all tune in? That God gave me favor. Y'all didn't know me till I showed up on TV somewhere. You know, that's favor, man. You got to understand. A lot of people, they don't get that part of it. You know, they keep always struggling to find the answer for it so they can have some little smart answer for the reporters. I don't. I've talked to reporters all the time. I say, it's grace and favor. What do you mean by that? Okay, so you don't go to church. Okay, I got it. Grace is God's unmerited favor. That means he gives you something that you don't deserve. Grace is given to you, and you can't earn it. You can't purchase it. If I could buy grace, I'd take all the money I got and just purchase grace with it. It is God's unmerited favor. You can't even, there's nothing you can do to get it. He just do a solid for you. But see, you get solids because you ask for solids. You have not because you ask not. The majority of people don't have what they want in this world because you don't never ask God for it. You tripping, man, because you think it's about you. You think it's you. Oh, no. It's not. You got to ask God for stuff. He created you. You got to ask him, your maker, for things in this world. You keep trying to figure out why you ain't got it because you ain't asked God for it. Keep trying to figure it out yourself, how that's working for you. Huh? You better get to asking. You better get to asking. Just why would you not? All you got to do is ask God. That's what I do. Everything I got, I ask God. I'll show you my vision board. It's everything I'm asking God for. The how-to is none of your business. Nowhere in the Bible does it tell you to figure out how to. It say ask, believe, receive. That's the trick. It ain't nothing else. I ask, I believe, I get ready to receive. Faith without works is dead. I'm going to put in the work. So that's the trick, man. Stop tricking yourself out and ask for favor. It's really that simple. It's not. Don't make this more difficult than it is. Listen to me. I'm telling you this how I don't have no education. I don't have nothing. I have faith. That's all you need. Faith. Come on, let's go. Follow your dreams. You got a diploma. Diplomas are pieces of paper that sit on walls. After you get a diploma, real life starts. You got to chase your dreams, man. I don't really give a what your paper says. If it ain't what you're dreaming of doing, plus that paper's kind of deceptive anyway. You know, I always thought it was messed up that you ask a kid at 18-year-old to declare what he wants to be for the rest of his life. Then he gets a major and he works his ass off for 4 years and he gets a degree and he didn't even know who he was when he answered that question. Most people I know don't even work in their degree because they discover something else. My partner was a lawyer, man. He went to school for law school and everything. He passed the bar before he graduated law school. That's how brilliant he was. He an agent now. He ain't even want to be the law no more. He an agent. He just decided to do something else. So I say chase your dreams, man. Do that thing, man, that keeps you up at night. That thing that bothers you, man, that makes you trip. You can't quit thinking about it. You always, that thing, man, that you wake up in the middle of the night, you got a new idea. That's what you got to chase. Because anything else, it's going to disappoint you. You're going to forever be sad, man. If you don't chase that dream, you're going to forever be miserable, man. Bishop Jakes was talking one day on a podcast. I heard him talking. He said, I would hate to die and never do the thing I was born to do. That's a sad thing, man. That people they never chase because you got jobs and stuff and you listening to other people. I would, man, if I hadn't chased my dream, I wouldn't be here. If I listened to my mother and father, I'd have been a construction worker, just like my brothers. Boy, this the work we do, we Harveys. I was out there on that bridge with that tar mop in my hand, swabbing that tar on them cracks on the freeway. I was thinking the whole time, I got to get the out of here. This is not what I'm dreaming of. I was never dreaming of that. I had a dream, man, I was a little kid, I wanted to be on TV. Some crazy shit in the 60s to sit up and say you want to be on TV. It was unheard of, man. But it's all I had. So, you know, I would chase that dream, not that diploma. You got the diploma, it signifies that you have the ability to complete a task very well. And there's some, you know, if you want to be a doctor, lawyer, you got to get a degree. Come on now. But what if you made that decision when you was 18, you want to be something else? You want to go be a writer, go be a writer. I mean, I could tell you, it's a sad way to make a living at something you don't enjoy doing. You're going to do that till you're 65, then you're going to retire, then they're going to give you a third of what you can't live on anyway. That's the plan. They'll give you a gold watch, a turkey, and 1/3 of what you're having a hard time living on now. Nah. I would go chase that dream, see what God got for me. Probably better than what you had in mind anyway. Everything you're going through is preparing you for what you asked God for. You just got to quit tripping while you're in the process, because the process is necessary. You may not see it now, but when he gets you on the other side of it, you're going to see exactly why it went that way, and you're going to be okay with it. See, the problem that people do is you get in God's way. See, you tell God what you want, then you mess up and tell him how you want him to do it. The problem is you can't tell God how to bless you. All you got to do is write down what you want. God will give you everything you write down. I'm telling you, it used to be a lot of stuff on here I had to take off. You don't see no cars on here because they all in the garage. That God I serve that done this for me, he'll do the same thing for you. Your real life ain't in your present circumstance. Your real life is not in your current situation. Your real life is not in your paycheck. Your real life, he tucks it away in your imagination. The Bible says, a man is as he thinketh. God created us in his image. God thought of this world. He thought of it, so he created it. So he made you just like him, that your thoughts can create things. Albert Einstein said, imagination is everything. It's a preview to life's coming attractions. Everything you imagine is a preview to a coming attraction. Once you understand that and quit looking at your imagination as hocus pocus, it opens up a wide range of things and possibilities. When you have these ideas of greatness, you got to go forward, because it's not going to be a right time. Just go. Listen to me. This is serious what I'm telling you. Don't you think it's nothing else. Imagination is everything. It's the preview to life's coming attractions. That simply means everything that's in your imagination is a preview of a coming attraction that God has for you. That's why he puts it in your imagination. And so all these things you've been imagining has been God planting seeds in your head of what he has for you. That's why when you're driving down the street and you see the car in the window, you imagine yourself driving that one instead of the one you got, because that's the car God will give you. God is in your imagination. He ain't in your paycheck. He ain't in your current set of situations. God is in your imagination. That's why when you tell your imagination to the wrong people, it don't go nowhere. You ever had something you thought was a brilliant idea and you took it in there to your family and your loved ones and they shot it down? You know why they shot it down? Because they couldn't see it. You know why they couldn't see it? Because God didn't show it to them. He showed it to you. I walked in that house, man, and told everybody I was quitting my job to go be a comedian. Everybody in that house shot that down. My ex-wife shot it down. Her mother-in-law shot it down. My mama shot it down. All my friends shot it down. My brothers and sisters shot it down. Don't you quit your job, go be no comedian. You can't make no money telling no jokes like that. It's 1985. Who you think you are? If I had listened to them, I wouldn't even be here today. I imagined at 10 I would be on TV. Now, I didn't get there until I was 38, but I got there. Do you know all the stuff you've imagined was really God just showing you a preview of a coming attraction he has for you? I won amateur night on October 8th, 1985. I won $50. I went to work the next day, October 9th, 1985. Quit my job. Everybody in my neighborhood called me a fool. I send planes, pick all of them up, take them to shows. And all of them. All of them. Never wait on the right time, because the right time ain't ever coming. All that, when we get my ducks lined up in the row, no you won't. No you won't. Because as you have aspirations, you got to understand that the devil understands your aspirations too. The devil's job is to rob you of your destiny. So there will always be an obstacle. So if you're waiting on the right time, you'll never make the move. You have to go. What makes it hard is your lack of belief that it can happen for you. The fact of it is, though, it's very doable. Successful people have developed the thought process. You all have it. You just got to learn the principles of success. All y'all. All of you gifted. All of you have a gift. God made you with a gift that brought all of you are gifted people. I kept telling them jokes. My father was the only one who believed in me. My mother, my brothers, sisters, all my friends, man, get out of that, man. You ain't making no money. You can't tell no jokes. I just kept on. I just kept on. And I'd have made a lot of money, man. I'd have made a lot of money. But I took a chance when it didn't line up. But you can't wait till it line up. You got to jump. If you ever planning on soaring, you're going to have to jump. I did an interview, and this man asked me, he said, Mr. Harvey, the past year and a half has been the toughest year of our lives as human beings. So this had to be the toughest year of your life. I said, sir, this ain't even been in the top 10 toughest years of my life. I don't know what. We had a pandemic and COVID, but I've had some years that, man, make this look like a cakewalk. I lost my mama 23 years ago. That was the biggest hammer I ever had in my life. I'd rather had COVID than lose my mama, so. But sir, I'm talking about a global pandemic. Hey, once again, you asked me the question. Now, if you want to put the answer in the interview, go ahead and put the answer down. But I'm just telling you what happened to me. You know, he just wanted me to say it was the worst time. It was tough. And if you lost a loved one, I would imagine this was probably the toughest year for you. I didn't lose a loved one. So I can relate to my father, my big brother, my mama, my two best friends. I had some rough years. And that's all it was. But you know, the blessing is we still here. I had a lot of good stuff happen during the COVID myself. But, you know, and you had some good stuff that happened too. You just got to look for it. Behind every moment of adversity, there's a lesson and a blessing. Yeah, we all learned something during the pandemic, but wasn't it a blessing somewhere in there? You know, some people, I lost my job. Whoa. Do you realize sometimes when a door closes, God is sending you up the hallway to go through another door? You be tripping, man. That ain't your job. They closed my plant. That's because it wasn't yours. It wasn't your plant. It ain't your job no more. How can they take something from you that's yours? Your job gone. God got something else for you. But if you lay in the misery of it, if you lay in the moment of adversity, you never receive the lesson or the blessing. You got to get up out the adversity, man. You got to look for the upside. It's an upside to everything. This is life, man. Do you know that we're going to experience life till the day we die? We're going to have ups and downs. We're going to have ebb and flows. Some going to go good. Some going to go really bad. That's life. Ain't nobody immune to that. I don't care how much money you got, how famous you are. I don't care what color you are. This called life. It's going to keep coming. You just got to get better at handling it. You know, that's my suggestion to everybody. Quit crying about what didn't happen to you. You got to start taking inventory on what actually happened. How about you live? How about you still here? How about you on Family Feud this week? How about you been laughing your ass off all day? How about that? Man, start looking at the upside. I went outside, it started raining. Man, it's raining again. Hey, you here for the rain. You ever been to prison? It rain, you don't get to go outside. There's some people want to go stand in the rain. Then you get rain, now you mad because it's raining. But if you don't get the rain, we ain't gonna have these flowers. You got to get something. Everything God sent down from heaven, it has a return. When he's send rain, here come flowers. When he send sunlight, Here come vitamin D. Here come all, you can say, well, everything he send down, he gets something back. Quit tripping. Man, stop complaining. Let's go. Stop complaining. Let's go. Stop complaining. It used to bother me, you know, when social media first came out, because I was famous before phone cameras came out. I was famous before there was social media. When social media came about, the price for fame elevated. It's a really high price now. They used to have to do fact-check stories about you. Stories came out in the newspaper, had to be fact-checked. Internet came out, they just take your picture, print anything they want. Ain't no fact-checking, nothing. It used to bug me, and then I figured it out. Who are haters? Haters are not shakers and movers. They're not power brokers, and they're not decision makers. The only way a hater has power over you is if you give it to them. That's the only way. Martin Luther King said once, a man can't ride your back unless you bend over. I don't bend over. So when you're talking about me, I have a question for you. Number one, do you know me? Have you ever met me? And do you have my cell number? Those are the only people who can say anything about me. If you know me, you met me, or you have my cell number. If that, you don't even know me. Do you know the stuff people say about me, man? They say some crazy about me. He a Uncle Tom, he a sellout. A sellout? Do you know what I've done in my lifetime? Do you know what I do for my own culture? What I do for children that are not mine? But I'm not gonna go on the internet and toot my horn to these people. I just let them say what they're gonna say. So, and when they get through hating, when all that hating get turned in, turn on your TV set. All that you talking, I'm still here. And let me show you something. Do you know, as long as you just honor God, do you know it don't matter what they say? He will prepare a table in the presence of your enemies. They're gonna all see it, trust me. That's why you don't have to do nothing. You ain't gotta write back, you ain't gotta get online, say nothing back, you ain't gotta go in their DMs, you ain't gotta do none of that. God will fix it where they see, he gonna make sure they see the blessings he got for you. They're not gonna miss it. They're not gonna miss it. And the only reason they talking about you is because you winning. Don't nobody talk about losers. They only talk about winners, man. If you out there winning, they're gonna start talking about it. If you don't want nobody talking about you, don't do nothing. Don't try to be nothing. Don't climb the ladder. Don't get a promotion. Don't get no job. Don't stop hanging out with them. Don't try to better yourself. Don't do nothing. They won't say nothing. The moment you make the decision that you're gonna do better, be better, here they come. Here they come, every time. But let them come, though. Let them come. You have to know that God got you some kind of way. Now, the jumping requires faith. Now, what is faith? Faith is a belief in things that you cannot see. If you can see everything, that ain't faith. You got to believe in something you can't see. Look, man, when I started in comedy, I did not see this. I didn't see becoming the first African man to host a beauty pageant of any kind. I was the first black headliner to start black radio nights around the country. I done had a machete in my hand on a lot of stuff. I didn't see any of it. But I had this little piece of faith, though, that if I jumped, he would get me, because I was miserable in my life. I didn't like waking up. I ain't have no purpose. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. But on October 8th, 1985, I walked in a comedy club for the first time, signed up for the following week. The following week, a girl took me down there. She said, you got to go to comedy club. You're the funniest person I've ever met. I never even heard of comedy clubs. I'm 27. I walked in the comedy club. I signed up for the following week. I'm going to sit here and learn. I knew I was funny. I just didn't know what to do with it. They had 10 acts go up. 9 of them went up. I didn't laugh at one joke. I was just sitting there man, I wish that was me. Man, they should have said this. Every joke they told, I knew the punchline before they said it, and I wrote a better punchline in my mind, what they should have said. It got to guy number 10, they called his name, he wasn't there. They said, well, he's not here, we're going to go to next week's list. Steve Harvey, where are you? I looked at the girl I was sitting next to, I said, it's a dude in here got the same name I got. She said, you know what, you a stupid son of a bitch. That's you. So they kept clapping, and I ran up. Long story short, I won amateur night that night. I won $50. It was a 45-minute drive to my house with this girl named Gladys. I cried 45 minutes. She said, what you crying for? It ain't but $50. I said, no, you don't even understand. I was born tonight. I now know what I'm supposed to do. I went to work the next day, October 9th, and quit my job. With $50. I had nothing. I just never gave up. I just kept believing that he was going to put that air up under them sails for me one day. And finally, he put that air up under that wind up under them sails. This ain't your life right here. This life you got right now, this ain't just it. You think this it? God ain't through with you. If God was through with you, he wouldn't wake you up no more. But God keep waking you up because he got some more for you. This ain't your life. God got some more for you. The moment God ain't got nothing else for you, you ain't gonna wake up no more. You lived your last day the day he got nothing. Once you done served your purpose and ran your route, you out. But as long as he wake you up, it's because he ain't finished with you yet. I wake up every day with the expectation that he finna do something great for me. I expect him to do something great for me every day. If God can pick me up and dust me off, I bet you he can do the same thing for you. But he can't do it if you don't come to him. You got to ask him for help. God wants a relationship with you. He don't want you to call him every 6 months. He want to hear from you, man. He just want to say, hey, man, God, I appreciate you today. Thank you for waking me up this morning. And the cool thing about God is you ain't got to clear it with nobody. You don't need an appointment. You ain't got to see if he available. He open 24/7. He here all the time. I'm telling you, man. Look at me. You got to have God. I'm telling you real. You try this without God, you tripping. You tripping. You do this without God, you tripping. You need God, man. Life is hard. See, for every time you have a plan, a dream, an aspiration, or a goal, do you know what happens every time you have one of those? This thing comes along called life. It happens to everybody. Life has disappointment. It's got peaks and valleys. You're going to lose somebody you care about one day. That's a valley. Somebody going to close the plant you thought was going to stay open so you could retire. That's a valley. Somebody going to fire you for an unjust cause. That's a valley. The people that got your credit card going to sell their company, going to sell their business to another credit card company. Your 18% go up to 26%. You don't even know why now your minimum didn't change because it's life. Prayer and a relationship with God gives you the tools and the weapons to handle life. You can stop thinking that life fitting to be easy because I got news for you, it ain't. That's a false hope to think you're going to have a wonderfully carefree life. That's unthinkable. I made a t-shirt that said, faith don't make it easy. Faith makes it possible. You just need some faith, man. You got to call on God, and when it look like he ain't coming, you got to keep calling on him. See, the moment you call, let me teach you this one lesson. I'm going to let you go, I promise you. This is short. The way it works is, when you ask God for something, he boxes it up and he delivers it to you immediately. He ships whatever you ask him for. If you believe it, he boxes it up and he ships it immediately. The problem with the package, he never tells you the date that the package is going to arrive. If you send it to me in 2020, I'm gonna be here for it. If it ain't coming to 2025, but you know what? He got some pretty good boxes. And I want every box that's got my name on it. Renew your faith, keep praying, God is always coming. Your package has already been shipped. Thank y'all very much. If when the alarm clock goes off in the morning and you ain't happy about it, you ain't doing what you want to do. See, you fighting upstream. You're going against what God created you for. If your job makes you sick to go to, if you're unhappy with waking up to go to where you got to go, it's because you ain't living in your gift. You should, before you die, you should do what God created you to do. You really should, man. Now, that don't necessarily mean you got to quit your job. Some people are born to be teachers, caregivers, nurses, babysitters. Those are gifts, you know what I mean? If you're living in your gift, you're cool. It's just if you ain't. Telling jokes was a gift. They're just not just running, jumping. If you paint, you should be painting. If babysitting is what you really do, you should be babysitting. You doing anything. If you fix cars, you work with your hands, you're supposed to be working with your hands. You do anything else, when that alarm clock go off in the morning, you ain't gonna like it. Now, if you waking up and you going down there, they ain't paying you what you want, you hate your coworkers, you down there, your boss has no business being your damn boss. See, that's what messed me up. I never had a boss that I thought should have been in charge of me. That's what was wrong with my ignorant ass. I didn't know what I had was a gift when I was growing up. I just stayed in trouble. Because I just fired it off. My gift is I could take anything, any piece of information and transpose it into comedy immediately. I don't have to think. It just comes to me instantly. It's a gift. It's crazy. And when I was young, I didn't know how to control it. I just stayed in trouble. I stayed in the principal's office. I stayed in the pastor's office. Everybody had an office. I was down there. Because my ass, I couldn't, my mama was a Sunday school teacher. My mama had me come to prayer service. She had a pastor lay hands on me. You need to heal my son. He can't shut his mouth. That boy just fired off. They thought something was wrong with me. All my teachers, the whole time I was in school, I had this teacher, she was so hateful to me. And finally she told me, she said, "Little Stevie, you sit down back there acting a fool. You ain't gonna ever make no money acting a fool." Ta-da! She didn't know. She didn't know. It's so crazy, man. I just never thought that anybody should be in charge of me. I always saw myself free. I just want to come to work. This is all I want to do. Bishop Jake said this. He said, before you die, he said, I would hate to die and never do the thing I was born to do. You should look into that before you mess around and check out of here. You should just look into it. I don't know nobody that's not trying to be happy or successful. If you're not trying to be those two things, something's seriously wrong. And you gotta go get yourself some help. And I was watching this guy Darius that's out here with this, I can't even call it disability. I'm looking at a kid that has no legs, no full functioning arms or hands. And I watched him watch YouTube, teach himself how to play a piano, get invited to Carnegie Hall. And I was just thinking, man, I don't know how this affects you, but I trip on stuff like that. Because I sit up and I always look at myself. And you know, I've done a lot of jumping in my life, I'm not gonna lie to you, but this kid really inspired me today because, I mean, if you look at somebody like that and he says he wants to be an inspiration, I mean, for us to create an excuse for anything, it's unacceptable. It's really, really unacceptable. You can't. Why would you not go for it? Why would you not take a chance? You know, Tone Bell was out here. He said, at one point in time, you got to take a chance on you. But see, let me help you understand something, in case you ain't thought about that. When you take a chance on you, I want you to remember something, that all of us were created in God's image. So when you take a chance on you, you're taking a chance on God. It's because God is in all of us. You know, I mean, look, man, you might not talk to him as much as you ought to. We might not acknowledge him in every way we should, but he's in all of us. The good that you see in you, that's God. That's God. When you care about somebody, that's God. When you feel sympathy for somebody, that's God. When you help somebody, that's God. Everybody in here got a piece of God in them. Everybody. So when you take a chance on you, you actually taking a shot on you and God. Because here's the deal. God, when he created all of you, all of us, he gave you a gift at birth. At birth, he gave it to you. The cool thing about God is he didn't hide it from you. He didn't put it on a mountain. He didn't put it under the water. He didn't hid it under no rock. He put it in you at birth. God never created a soul without giving them a gift. All of you are gifted at something. The problem is you keep wanting your gift to be what somebody else's gift is. That's a problem. If you ain't really an actor, why you acting? If you really can only sing at the church, why you out here trying to be a singer? If you really don't really produce music, why you out here trying to, you really not a rapper. You steady rapping. You 34, ain't nobody found you yet. You feel me? All of you have a gift. You just got to quit wanting your gift to be somebody else's gift. Identify your own gift because you already have it. Here's the way you identify your gift. Your gift is the thing that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. That is your God-given gift. That's it. When I had hair, the dude that gave me my first haircut in Texas, you know how much he charged me for my haircut? $10. Do you know when he came out on the road with me on the Kings of Comedy and did the Steve Harvey show, do you know how much he was making per haircut? $1,500 a haircut. You know how many haircuts I got a week? 4 haircuts a week. This dude made $6,000 a week cutting hair. You know what he do? He cut hair. When I went bald, he damn near killed himself. But you know what he did? He went back to what he do. Now guess what he got? He got 4 salons in Texas and 2 barber colleges. You know what he make? $6 million a year. You know what he do? He cut hair. That's all he do. Listen to me. Y'all got a gift that God gave to you at birth. If I was you, I would do that gift for you mess around and leave this world because your gift will make room for you. You'll be the happiest you've ever been and you'll make the most money you ever made. I dare you to try it. That's a promise God made. Thank y'all. Listen to me. Talk to God often. Even if you're not perfect, just talk to him every day. You don't have to be in the same faith I'm in, or you ain't got to call God the same thing I call him. But listen to me, you do have to call him, though. It's not going to make your life easy. I made a t-shirt one time that said, faith don't make it easy. Faith makes it possible. All you want is the strength to get through your life. You know, I've been going through a lot lately. Somebody sent me a plaque. You know what it said? It said, on the days that I feel like I'm not going to make it, on the days that it feels like I can't endure anymore, I think back on my track record for surviving all my bad days. And so far, surviving all my bad days, my track record is 100%. That's pretty good. Now, I have some tough moments. This lady's right about something. It ain't about the money. I know a lot of very, very rich people that's miserable, not happy at all. I can bet you most of you are happier than most of the people I know. And I know some very, very wealthy people. And money don't make you happy. It helps you through a lot of situations. You know the only thing about money? Money takes all emergencies and turns them into mere inconveniences. That's what money does. Really, other than that, it's a lot to come with money. But if that's your desire to get more of it, you got to ask God for it. If you want to be happy or successful, you got to ask God for it. Most people don't have the life of their dreams because you don't ask God for it. The scripture says you have not because you ask not. It's a very simple scripture, but listen to me. If you up your ask, he will up his give. If you change what you ask God for, he immediately changes what he gives to you. It's a scripture that's available for everybody. It's not just for rich people. Do you know if you had to have an education to be successful, you know how many people wouldn't be successful? Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates, two of the richest men in America, ain't neither one of them got a degree of any kind. But they have more degrees working for them than a thermometer. You don't need an education to be successful. I flunked out of school. What God has for you, quit tying it in education. People kill me. I know people got 2 degrees finna go back to school, get another one. If you got 2 of them that ain't working for you, why would you go get another one of them? That's crazy to me. I know people that's mastered and PhD'd up, ain't even working. You don't need that. I'm telling you, man, your whole success is tied in your relationship to God. You can simplify this by getting in touch with your Creator. That's your key, man. Quit tripping yourself out. Hey, y'all, don't forget to pray. Don't be ashamed to pray. And don't ever be too proud to pray, because prayer changes things. Thank y'all for coming, everybody. Now, Albert Einstein had a quote. He said, imagination is everything. It's the preview to life's coming attractions. This is important information. But let me tell you where Albert Einstein got that paraphrase from. He got it out the Bible because it's actually a scripture. But it's a scripture that's never explained to you the right way. When I learned it, it changed my life. Now, it's a scripture that you've all heard. It says faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. All faith is, really, the substance of it is just what you hope for. That's all faith is. It's just real hard hoping. You remember when you was little and you said, I hope I get a bike for Christmas? And you went out there one year and the bike was under the tree? You remember when you said you hope you graduate and you mess around and got a diploma? Didn't you remember when you said you hope you get a job and you mess around and you got a job? Huh? At one point in time, the older you get, this got to start clicking in. That faith is really the substance of things hoped for. That if you hope hard enough, one day you ought to get smart and turn all that hoping into belief. And what is belief? Nothing but faith. And what is faith? Faith is a belief in things that you cannot see. When you ain't see no way you was going to get a job, he got you one, didn't he? When you ain't see no way you was going to get that bike, he got you one, didn't he? When you ain't think you was going to graduate, you graduated, didn't you? That's because God was turning your hopes into faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. That's the beginning of it. Now, here the kicker. This is the part you got to get. And the evidence of things not seen. Uh-oh. See, this what the part you got to get. The evidence of things not seen. Remember I told you that imagination is everything. It's the preview to life's coming attraction. Man, do you know, now let me tell you the problem with your imagination. Problem with your imagination is you tell it to the wrong people. If you want to kill a big dream, tell it to a small-minded person. Do you know how many times God has showed you something in your imagination that you knew was just for you? You were so excited when it came to you, you went and you shared it with your family and friends. You know what they did? They shot it down. You know why they shot it down? Because they couldn't see it. You know why they couldn't see it? Because God didn't show it to them. He showed it to you. He showed you the evidence of things not seen. See, they might love you, but they don't know what God gonna do for you. My teacher thought she was sparing me. Take your stupid self up there and try to audition for TV with this stuttering problem. She thought she was saving me. She might have even meant well. But she didn't know though. See, your mom and them, your cousin them, your friends, they don't know. See, you gotta be careful when you share your imagination with small-minded people. Nobody else can see your imagination but you. But see, it ain't just you imagining stuff. It's your God showing you a preview of a coming attraction that he has for you. That's what your imagination is. You can't Google success and you can't Google exposure. You can't Google now one of them things. Matter of fact, go home and Google it. Google success, see if you get it. Google exposure, see if you get it. You have to be exposed to certain things in order for you to know it. And success is hard. If I try to get my millennials to understand, it take a long time to make a lot of money. Daddy, you making money, I'm 61. It take a long time to make a lot of money. You can't just go make money because you got Google. Let me show you something. When you get on an airplane, you ever notice when you walk on an airplane and you walk past first class, everybody in first class got gray hair? You ever notice that? They all a little up in age. They all 50 and up, especially during the week. Them businessmen, they earn the right. You go in the back, it's young people back there. You back there. You got your iPhone out, you got your headsets on. Them grown-ass men up there got their legs crossed, they got a briefcase out. They trying to figure it out. They trying to make this paper. They in front. But you got to be exposed to get to first class. You got to be successful to get to first class. That's why they closed that curtain. See, they can't have your ass in back of that plane with that curtain open. You ain't gonna believe what's going on up there. They bringing out a hot washcloth. You can wash up. They passing out menus. Everybody get hot nuts. You get all you want to drink. You ain't got to pay for the headsets. You get to watch the movies free. You get a choice of what you want to eat. They got to close that curtain. If you was in the back and they left that curtain on, you're driving people crazy. Hey, what my nuts? You don't get no nuts. Hey, how come I just got a half a can of Coke? That's all the we giving you. How come these drinks is $5? He done ordered 3 drinks because he paid for first class. The seats is wider. Your knees can't touch the seat in front of you. It can't. The overhead space is plentiful for everybody. That's why they closed the curtain. So what you have to do, you have to expose yourself to things early in life. This is my suggestion. Do whatever you got to do to upgrade to first class. If it's spend a little bit more money, it's sometimes when you buy the coach ticket, when you get at the counter, just ask them, how much is an upgrade? If they say $75, just pay it one time. What happens is, once you sit in that first class seat, you have now been exposed. The game changes now. When you see that there's actually room on each side of you in first class, when you discover that you can slouch in your seat, that your arm does not have to touch the other person's arm, that they're gonna bring you a hot towel, they're gonna give you a menu, they're gonna let you drink all you want. You ain't got to buy the headsets. Once you fly first class, It conditions your mind to look and think for first-class opportunities. Once you fly first class, let me explain something to you. Walking past first class is gonna be hard. Once you done set up there, flew a couple hours in first class, walking past them seats will be the hardest walk you make because you've been exposed. You've got to expose yourself. Stop saying what you will never buy. Stop saying what you will never spend your money on. Now, this is how you know you're not living in your gift. If when the alarm clock goes off in the morning and you ain't happy about it, you ain't doing what you want to do. See, you fighting upstream. You're going against what God created you for. If your job makes you sick to go to, if you're unhappy with waking up to go to where you got to go, it's because you ain't living in your gift. You should, before you die, you should do what God created you to do. You really should, man. Now, that don't necessarily mean you got to quit your job. Some people are born to be teachers, caregivers, nurses, babysitters. Those are gifts, you know what I mean? If you're living in your gift, you're cool. It's just if you ain't. If you fry chicken better than everybody else, you should be somewhere frying chicken, man. You somebody say, if you do hair better than everybody else, you should be somewhere doing somebody's hair. Those are gifts. Telling jokes was a gift. They're just not just running, jumping. If you paint, you should be painting. If babysitting is what you really do, you should be babysitting. You doing anything. If you fix cars, you work with your hands, you're supposed to be working with your hands. You do anything else, when that alarm clock go off in the morning, you ain't gonna like it. Now, if you waking up and you going down there, they ain't paying you what you want, you hate your coworkers, you're down there, your boss has no business being your damn boss. See, that's what messed me up. I never had a boss that I thought should have been in charge of me. That's what was wrong with my ignorant ass. I just didn't see why this was in charge of me. I didn't get this. I really didn't. I just said, this is bull. This is bull. Who put this stupid son in charge of me? But this dude has no business being my boss. I just never thought that anybody should be in charge of me. I always saw myself free. I just want to come to work. This is all I want to do. Before Bishop Jake said this. He said, before you die, he said, I would hate to die and never do the thing I was born to do. You should look into that before you mess around and check out of here. You should just look into it. Let's go. When I got into comedy at 27, I had a turnback moment, man. It was the day I was gonna quit. Because I had had enough, man. I was living in this car for 3 years, man. I ain't got no money. And I was gonna call my mom and dad and ask them, could I come home and just stay in the attic for about 4 months till I find a job. My father told me, you can't come back home. Once you leave my daddy's house, you got to figure it out. So I knew it was gonna be hard, but they had put an answer machine in the attic for me. You know, back in the day, you had an answer machine, you could call it, punch a code in, and you could hear your messages. And so I was bathing in a hotel in Pensacola, Florida. And the way I used to bathe was, I used to go to hotels that had those bathroom doors that went floor to ceiling. I would go to real fancy, like Ritz-Carltons and stuff like that, because they had linen towels wrapped up in a basket. And I would take a bunch of them and run hot water on them, and I'd take them in the stall and shut the door, and I'd take my bag and I'd soap up. Then I would wait till the coast was clear, and I'd run out and get a bunch of more rags and soak them up and come out and wipe it off. Then I'd stand there and dry, put my clothes back on. That's how I bathed every other day, man. And so I was in there one time, and they had a convention in town. And when I got all the stuff, I soaped up. This convention let out, and men was just coming in the bathroom, and I couldn't go out, so I couldn't get the soap off. So I let the toilet seat down, and I'm sitting there, man. I just started crying. I said, man, I can't take this no more. I'm finna quit. I'm gonna go call my daddy, just ask him, can I come home, man? I can't do this no more. So before I called him, I called the answer machine, and I got a message. And it says, Steve Harvey, this is Chuck Sutton from Showtime at the Apollo. We saw a tape of you, if you would come to New York Sunday night, this was a Thursday, come to Sunday night, we're going to put you on TV, Showtime at Apollo. Put me on TV, that was my dream. But I had a problem. I had $25, and I couldn't get to New York. How was I going to get to New York with $25? So I said, man, I went back in my car, and I'm crying again. I said, man, God, I finally get a shot to get on TV, and then I can't even go. I said, how could you do this to me? And I'm 30-something now, man. I've been waiting my whole life, and you get me here? So I said, man, let me call this machine back and just see if he said this Sunday. And I called it back, and it said, Steve, this is Chuck Sutton from Showtime at Apollo. We have an opening for you Sunday. If you could get here, give me a call, let me know. We'd love to put you on TV. I said, so I got ready to hang up, and I heard, boop, you have another message. And I punched in the code, and the message says, Steve Harvey, this is Tom Sobel from the Comedy Caravan. I don't know where you are now, but I have a gig available for you in Jacksonville, Florida, to pay you $150 Friday night. If you can make the gig, let me know. I'm in Pensacola. So I called Tom Sobel. He sends me to this gig to make $150. I go the next night, I make the $150, but I was so funny, the club owner said, if you stay the next night, I'll pay you another $150. I got $300. I called Chuck Sutton back at the Apollo and said, hey man, I just got this message. If you still got room for me in New York, I'll do it. He said, yeah, come on. So I went to Eastern Airlines, bought a round trip ticket for $99 from Jacksonville, Florida to New York, performed on Showtime at the Apollo, wrote the joke that made me famous. Mike Tyson hit this fighter, Mitch Green, in the eye, and his eye started talking. And I wrote that on the way to New York. Got a standing ovation on the Apollo. I have been on television ever since that night right there. If you're a person where all your friends come to you with their problems, that's because they see something in you. You're more balanced and stable. But you got to remember this old saying. If you're the smartest person in your group, you need a new group. You've got to upgrade your friends. It ain't nothing bad. You just got to upgrade people in your life. But if you're the smartest person in your group, you need a new group. You cannot be the go-to person in the group. I hire people who know things I don't know. I hire people because I don't have no education. I ain't really all that, book-wise and that ain't me. But I hire people who are. I hire a lawyer full-time. I hire a marketing person full-time. I hire a publicist full-time. I probably got five lawyers because I know I'll be moving around. I just try to stay out of jam. I hire people, but I hire people who are smarter than me. My CFO is smarter than me. I don't know nothing about no money. I just know how to get it. I'm not good at investing. I don't know how to do all that. So you get people around you. You have a gift, though. People come to you to solve their problems because that's a gift. Don't run from it. That's a gift. Just get you some more people. It's like my phone used to have just bull in it. But now I got a phone number where I can pick up the phone if I need some spiritual help or guidance. I can call Joel Osteen or Bishop Jakes or Bishop Ulmer or somebody like that, or Bishop Geddes. And y'all may not know a couple of them people, but they help me out spiritually. Because I get in trouble, because I ain't got nobody to ask. Who I'm going to call for help? Because when I get in trouble, it'd be major. It'd be major. Hey, ain't no need to call in my relatives. Motherfucker, you did what? You owe how much? So, just upgrade your friends. Don't worry about it. You have a gift. You solve problems all the time. You can earn a lot of money doing that. You know what people pay for in this country? They pay for expertise in this country. The moment you're an expert at something in America, you can make $1 million. All you got to do is be an expert at one thing. That girl up there that's an expert at social media, if she really bear down, she could be a millionaire. If you know how to grow tomatoes better than anybody else, you can make $1 million growing tomatoes. You just got to be an expert. I'm an expert at jokes. I tell jokes. I'm an expert. They got to pay me. Ta-da.
All right, clear it out, folks.
You solve problems. They got to pay you. If you cut hair, they got to pay you. I don't want to sound hokey or nothing, but Scriptures always help me. You know what I mean? It's sort of crazy. Look, I know the way I am that people, find that hard to believe, but I'm a spiritually based person. As crazy and as off base as I am, I would not have gotten here if it wasn't for scriptures. It's the only thing, it really is. It's the only thing that's gotten me to this point. I didn't know the way here. I didn't know the way to this. I didn't know how to become this, but I knew God did. So I relied on him, his guidance, and I just asked. I've asked God for more stuff than anybody in this room. I promise you I have. I put in really huge requests with him. I've out-asked most people in my family, I've made some decisions that was counter to what a lot of people thought, but I have a huge amount of faith. I really believe God can do anything. I really can. I really don't think he can fail. So with that in mind, I ask for stuff that's out of the ordinary. I don't ask God for nothing regular. I ask him for outrageous things. Because I live by a scripture, Ecclesiastes 3:20. I expect God to do exceedingly and abundantly over all that I think I ask. Because I honor him, his blessings will chase me down and overtake me. I will be in the right place at the right time. People will go out of their way to be good to me. This is my declaration as a servant of the Lord. I read that scripture every day. And that's how I got here. I ain't got no education. I flunked out of school. I have nothing. I'm not the brightest person in this room. I'm really not. But you can't out faith me. You can't out believe me. And you can't out hustle me. You can't out hustle me. You can't out believe me. So I'm going to win. It's a lot of people more talented than me. It's a lot of comedians that's funnier than me. It's a lot of people can act better than me. It's a lot of game show hosts out here. Not now one of them can out-hustle me, though. There ain't a person living that can out-hustle me and then out-believe me. I believe in God and I hustle. You can't win. You can't. I ain't trying to beat you no way. You know what I'm saying? See, people look at life wrong. People look at it as a game. Like if somebody winning, you lose. This ain't a game, this is a contest. Everybody can get a blue ribbon. That's right. All you gotta do is go to the fair with your show. Right. You just go up there with the best monkey. Go up there with the best pie. All you gotta do is go up there with the biggest pumpkin. You can get a blue ribbon if you got the prettiest dog. This ain't a game. It ain't about who win and lose. Life ain't who win or who lose. Life ain't no game, it's a contest. All you gotta do is get your own blue ribbon. I just want my blue ribbon. I don't care how many y'all get. I wish everybody in here could get a blue ribbon. But just go get it at what you get blue ribbon in. And then once you get your blue ribbon, you win it. I just want to be first place for me. I was 27 years old, October 8th, 1985, Hilarities Comedy Club. Walked in the comedy club, first time in my life, won amateur night, $50. Drove 40 minutes home, cried all the way home. This girl I rode with, she said, "Why you crying? It ain't but $50. You don't even understand. I'm born." She said, "What you mean you born?" I said, I know what I'm gonna do the rest of my life. She said, "You ain't winning but $50. No, I've been praying my whole life, God, what is it? My life gotta be more than this. I won that comedy competition. I went to work October 9th, the next morning, and quit my job. I'm gonna tell you something. That decision cost me everything I had. I lost everything. I lost my family. I lost friends. I lost everything. I became homeless. I lived in a car for 3 years. But I just saw this, I saw this vision. I just pursued it. I said, wow, that's it. You have to take chances in life. If you don't take chances in life, you'll never have the life God has for you. Life is about risk. If you play it safe in life, you ain't gonna have much of a life. If you play it safe, you won't have much of a life. Life is risk. It takes courage to pursue your dreams. I just did it. It cost me everything, but eventually, God is very good, man, when he sees you take a leap of faith. He supplies you everything you need. Now, it's going to cost you something. But most people are not willing to pay what it costs to go after your dream, because you're going to have to hurt a little bit. And most people don't like being uncomfortable. If you don't want to be uncomfortable, please do not pursue success, because success is a very uncomfortable feeling. And I learned to be comfortable being uncomfortable. If you can get that in your head, this too shall pass. Every moment of everything you've ever gone through, God got you through it. You didn't even realize it. He just got you through it. You can't name one thing he didn't pull you through. Well, I lost my mother. I'm still grieving over that. I lost my mama 21 years ago. I still grieve over it, but I'm here. You know, I got through it. You're going to get through it. But you got to take chance in life, man. Can't play it safe, y'all. You got to jump. You got to go for it. What do? You what? Oh, you're going to be okay. Film student. You're studying it? Yeah, that's one thing. You have to go to class to be a film student. So if that's your dream, you got a vision board? Is it on your vision board? Okay, cool. Put it on your vision board. Work like a dog. No, really, and ask God for some help. That's the way you make it in life. If you don't have vision boards, let me explain something. People do not understand this. If you do not have it written down, your chances of it happening is reduced drastically, because it's a principle of success. You have to have everything you want written. It's in the Bible. Now, you ain't got to be the greatest Christian in the world. You still got to get some of these scriptures and apply them. Habakkuk 2:2. It says, write the vision and make it plain, so that he who reads it will run to it. And even though it tarry, that means take a long time, wait for it, for surely it will come at an appointed time. That's in the Bible. Listen to me. That's real. If you don't think it's real, I dare you to try it. Write everything you want on a piece of paper. Everything. I don't care. Use your wildest imagination. If you can think it, you can achieve it. Write it on a piece of paper. Read it every morning and every night. Come back here 1 year from today and see how much of that stuff then came true. That's a promise of your God. That ain't no theory I come up with. That's all successful people have it. Oprah's on TV for 30 years telling people about vision boards. It's very real. Yeah. You have to write it. If it's not written, you reduce your chances greatly of it ever occurring. Everything I've ever gotten in life, I've written. My vision board is crazy. You wouldn't even believe I'm not even in the need business anymore. I'm in the want business. I don't need nothing. Got houses, cars, success, career, family, kids. What's on my vision board now is astronomical. And guess what? I'm going to get all of it. You should try that. You should try it. You know, you can actually change the direction of your life. You know, you actually have a say-so in how your life goes. Life is not designed where you just wake up and see how it go and you react. You actually have a say-so. You have a determining voice into where your life can go. You have no say-so in what happens to you, but you have a say-so in what you do about it. See, life is 10% what happens to you. It's 90% what you do about it. You ain't got to be washed white as snow, because I didn't get that. I didn't get saved like that. I got washed, but I just got rinsed off. I did not get the washed white as snow version. I still got dirt on me. But show me something that has grown into something beautiful that didn't have no dirt on it. You take a seed and throw it on the concrete. Don't put no dirt on it and watch what happens. See, you get tripped out because you got dirt on you. But you need dirt on you to develop. Because dirt ain't just dirt. Dirt is fertilizer. Dirt is nutrients. Dirt gives you the strength for your seed to push through. See, you got to have dirt on you to push through something. Everything you see that's beautiful starts out as a seed, but that seed got to get dirt on it. See, you get mad when haters come your way. You get mad because you get a setback. You get mad because you get thrown off course. You get mad because you get a detour. That's just dirt. You get mad because they talking about you. That's dirt. You get mad because you lost your mama. That's dirt. You got to have dirt on you to grow into what God got for you. Quit tripping. And the reason I'm telling it to you, because when I was homeless, I told God, I say, if you let me make it, when I get there, I'm going to tell everybody about you. So now here I am right now. I'm telling you that it was him. It was not my education. It wasn't who I knew. It wasn't no deal I struck. It was cause of prayer. It's cause, man. I just kept praying. When it looked like I wasn't going to be nothing, I kept praying. I kept asking that God that my mama had told me about, if he could just do what he said he was going to do. You said if I have not because I ask not, I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to just keep asking. And when it looked like it ain't coming, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to wait on it anyway. When they told me you'll never be nothing, I didn't listen to them. I'm going to sit here until you get here. And guess what? He got here. See, God, he know what he's doing. You just got to get to asking. You have not because you ask not.